A red sofa, a majestic hall with high ceilings and red golden wallpaper, and a question. What would you need to make more impact? When the participants of the 4th Entrepreneurship Night at University of Vienna sat down with me on that red sofa, they did not know what I would ask them. They had no time to prepare or to think. They spoke from the heart, and you can tell that they all care about finding ways to grow their impact. I received a beautiful and diverse kaleidoscope of answers that encourage all of us to pause for a second and reflect on how we would reply. When you can find a moment to pause and reflect in the midst of a buzzing event that gave space to so many conversations and inspiration to be found, you know you did something right. That red #impact interview sofa moment was just one of the many moments full of meaning that allowed participants to connect. This entrepreneurship night saw speed networking, panel discussions, tons of impact entrepreneurs presenting their initiatives. I mean, wow, it was really something else. I am Regina Larco, and this is #impact, a podcast about stuff that matters. Follow me to the 4th Entrepreneurship Night at the University of Vienna, organized by the alumni organization of the University of Vienna. How are you making an impact?
So Wirkt is an umbrella brand for social innovation. We are based in Vienna, and right now we have a portfolio of 4 different impact ventures that are in the field of education and integration and tackle different societal problems. And our main vision with Wirkt is to create and empower new impact ventures that make a difference and change the world into a better place.
That's amazing. Let's talk a bit more about the Wirkt. Yeah, for our listeners that don't speak German, how would you translate that to them?
So Wirkt is the German word for impact, and it's a verb. So it's very active, and it means that every one of us can make an impact if we have a purpose and follow that.
And what would you need to make even more impact?
What would you need? I think, on the obvious side, more money creates more impact. So we're creating something completely new. We understand ourselves as the first impact venture studio in Europe. So something that is completely new, and it's always hard to find funding for something that you have to explain from the very beginning. Even though it's something that is very common in the for-profit world. That would be something. Then we need people who are interested in creating impact. So we call those people impact entrepreneurs in residence. So people that want to create impact with us, that want to go that journey and create something new and something meaningful. And then we need a lot of support from the entire society around us to see the value in whatever those impact entrepreneurs are creating, and to value that in a meaningful way.
Hi Olivia, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I would love to ask you, how are you making an impact?
Well, I'm making an impact. I want to bring women in their sensuality. Yeah. To feel their senses, to connect to their body. And this is a first very beautiful step. And then the next one behind this is a fulfilled sexuality. a fulfilled, empowered, empowering sexuality. So in the end, well, the big vision behind this is that we all have, if we all in the world, men and women, have a fulfilling, healthy sexuality, then we have peace on earth. So, yeah, that's my contribution.
Thank you. Yeah. What would you need? What would you need to make even more impact?
What do I need? Well, to reach as many people as I can who resonate. So,
as you're doing now on Hashtag Impact Podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, and well, courageous and open-minded, and people with an open heart. Yeah, this is what we need.
Thank you. That's it.
I want to make an impact by just taking a look at what's like issues in any aspect that I want to dive a bit deeper into. I want to really I want to help make someone's life better. I want to help give a bit of weight off their shoulders of people. Of course, I'm still looking to find that perfect niche and the perfect spot. But I think that's like the key to becoming successful, by not looking at yourself, but looking at what other people need and where you can help other people.
How about you? And now I have to just double check that I actually
recorded. Yeah.
Yes, thank goodness. I pressed record. How about you?
I don't have any idea, but I'm still looking for someone, and I'm trying my best, and I want to learn. Yeah.
What brought you here today to this event?
Just a general interest in starting a business and becoming an entrepreneur. Just to see and learn about other successful startups, other people that have taken those extra few steps that are missing for both of us. And yeah, just learn about how they got started, learn about the niche they're in, and yeah, just learn.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Making an impact.
Okay. I'm making an impact first by trying to being like sustainable in my private life, like being as vegetarian or as vegan as possible and limiting my flights. So that's the personal aspect. And on the professional level, I try to create and try out different sustainable startup ideas in order to create synergies between players in the sustainability field so that they can have the hugest positive impact. Yeah.
What would you need to make even more impact?
What I would need to make more impact? I would need more people who are interested in my ideas. My startup right now is in the founding phase. It's bridging impact. And I would need more influencers, more actors on the changemaker side, but also more sustainable startups who are interested in connecting with these changemakers in order to create the largest network effect possible and to spread their message and to kind of, have the largest possible impact.
You put it now on the record on Hashtag Impact Podcast, so that might as well happen,
Yeah, that would be great.
Now that we have our listeners hearing us. Amazing. Dankeschön.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here for it. That's why I'm here.
How are you making an impact?
Depends. Is it about the world? Is it about personal connections? Which type of impact?
I always like to encourage my guests to go with what came to mind first.
Yeah, I would seriously go with the personal impact that I try to have on people in my life. Of course, I try to think of a bigger impact in general, like what can I do to change the world? But honestly, I think it starts with people and it starts with personal connections. And I try to make impact just by being usually very empathetic and trying to resonate with people, as well as being there for people and helping them out and kind of that's how I think my impact would be best described.
And what would you need to make even more impact?
More time, I would say. I wish more time, maybe money, but I mean, for personal connections, not so much. I guess really more time and maybe more organizing to fill in that time, to use the limited time that we're given, of course. Definitely.
How are you making an impact?
How am I making an impact? You mean like in general, like everyday life? Or
Whatever comes to mind first.
whatever comes to mind first? I think general awareness is like a point to start first, because you can't make a difference if you are not aware, if you don't know where to make change. That's a good start, I guess. And then we are here at a startup event. As has been said, innovative startups are like more sustainable. I don't know, that new startups are more sustainable instead of just making profit nowadays. So that's great, and people are like letting these influences come to their ideas, like to their business ideas even. I think that's great. Yeah.
How are you making an impact?
Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm overwhelmed by this question, but I guess it depends on which area of life we're talking about. If it comes to like social impact, I'm pretty passionate about equality, diversity. I want that everyone feels comfortable in their own skin, and I would say I'm making an impact in social life by ensuring that everyone feels good, is their true authentic self, no matter where they're coming from, who they are, and in whatever setting that might be, like in social life, in private life, at work. Especially at work, I'm really passionate about making people feel comfortable and seen. And yeah, I'm doing that by just a lot of talking. Communication is key, I'm always saying. And yeah, I would say I love making an impact in social life. When it comes to like sustainability and stuff, I think that's like on top of the list of topics when it comes to impact, making an impact. I think a lot of people think of sustainability and how to make the world or environment better. They think about impact, and when it comes to sustainability, I'm making an impact by riding my bike very often, like not using my car so much, even though I'm a really passionate driver. I love driving, but I see that the world is suffering and we can't keep doing what we're doing. Yeah. So, yeah.
And what would you need to make even more impact?
To make an even a greater impact, I would need more people I can look up to, like more leaders in a way, where I can learn from them, where I can see, okay, what did they do, what were their learnings, where did they fail. Yeah, definitely more role models.
I'm nodding. The listeners cannot see it now, but yeah. I really resonate with that. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I would love to know, how are you... Sorry, I'm just checking that I'm recording.
Yes.
How are you making an impact?
Well, I guess that kind of depends, because Right now I'm studying at the university, so there is not much time for making an impact, because I think that to make an impact you have to first, how should I know it? You should first get to that phase in your life, and now I am getting the knowledge and the resources to one day be able to make an impact. In the future, I would like to found my own company, which would make a positive social impact. So I guess that right now I'm just in the phase for getting ready, or in a phase getting ready. Yeah, I don't know.
And in a few years, when you will listen to this podcast again, you will then already be out there making an impact. Are there any topics that you are very passionate about already today that you feel drawn to?
Well, there are not really any particular topics. Let's just say that I'm interested in the biotechnologies, which means basically using biology in technology. So, combining biology to create a new technology which can impact the world. For example, if you listen to the lectures given before, there was like this one guy who was talking about this bacteria basically using carbon dioxide to produce ammonia. And basically that's an example of biotechnology, and I myself am not a biologist nor a chemist, but I would like to team up with somebody who understands these things and get together and create something, like me on the business side and somebody else with the biology side.
So if someone's listening to the podcast now, they should get in touch, right? Yes. Thank you so much. It does take a village. Having a shared vision and finding collaboration partners to grow your impact, it's something that is so incredibly important. And I saw this happening right in front of that red sofa where I was busy recording. Connections were made, contacts exchanged, first touch points that can lead to more. With each answer captured, I felt more encouraged. Because, can I just be frank for a second? It does feel daunting and overwhelming to set out to make an impact in today's world. It takes courage. It takes a commitment to make mistakes and fail along the way. Being surrounded by all these individuals on that night, it energized me so much, and I hope that you feel that too as you keep listening. There's just something about being physically in a place with others that are committed to finding their place and make a mark in this space. Maybe because we have gotten a bit used to connecting online during the COVID years, sitting right there with them on that red, comfy sofa. It inspired me so much. It also made me reflect on how I can make more impact with this podcast. Stay with us to hear more courageous voices and how they are setting out to make an impact moving forward. How are you making an impact? And we could talk for hours now, because this is not just anyone who sat down with me on the sofa now. This is an impact maker extraordinaire. So listen up. How are you making an impact?
Wow, what a big question. You're just surprising me with this gigantic question. I think that making an impact has been part of my life since I was the age of 14. And I've always looked into entrepreneurship as a way to make a difference in this world. And I was 14 when I first looked at how can I fix a problem through entrepreneurship to help people live a better life and get together better. So today I'm trying to do my best to help people live up to their full potential. And whenever I see a wonderful gem, and especially women who are so talented and who have so much potential, and they just need that little push because they have everything. They're smart, they have the resources, they have everything. They just need that little extra push to make it happen. And that makes my day when it happens.
And what would you need to make an even greater impact?
I would need to think bigger, and actually that's exactly what I'm looking into now. I'm like, how can I do a bigger impact than just my one-on-one work that I do with the entrepreneurship? And so right now I'm looking at how to build strategic partners to be able to reach even more people, but also to bring in other skills, other competences together. And one of my passions is also community building, and when we all work together towards the same goal, I think we can make a much better impact than just alone in our corner.
That's it. How are you making an impact?
I think I'm making an impact in all the ways I am thinking it's possible. Number one, by being kind, by having a smile. You never know how far a smile can go or what people are going through. And so for me, that is the first impact, to be available with great energy. And then talking about businesses, then I like to make an impact in those societies that are marginal or not taken care of by the normal society. And so I help a lot empowering women in leadership positions, especially indigenous women in South America. And I work with NGOs in the US as well as South America and Europe to provide education for them. And also when they want to start their own businesses, we help them with their startup business plans and the financials and forecast. So this is my contribution to society.
That's amazing, and I'm smiling to hear it in my voice because that's very inspirational. What would you need though to make an even bigger impact?
I think create a lot of awareness. You know, I think this is super important to have people around you who are willing and able to help in other ways that you cannot reach. And so just by, having this awareness of what is happening in society and being able to cooperate, collaborate, and contribute to a change, I think this is what I need, that everybody gets on board.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You did it. I did it. How are you making an impact?
How am I making what?
An impact.
An impact. Well, I think that just simply because of the fact that I have a wonderful family, just giving the kids and my wife, every day, everything that I can give them. And I think this is already the best thing that you can do in this world. Just, seeing that your kids grow up with everything that they need to succeed in life. And I think this is the impact that is worth every single second.
And what would you need to make an even greater impact?
I think just simply socializing, being with friends, spreading the good news, the good vibe, the good energy. I think then the impact is just simply going to flow throughout the society.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Was this the first time on a podcast?
Absolutely.
Are you listening to podcasts?
Of course I do.
Was that you when that one day all of a sudden the downloads skyrocketed through the sky and the hashtag impact had so many downloads? Was that you?
I wish I could actually take all of the credit for it, but it wasn't me.
But it will be tomorrow.
It will be tomorrow.
Thank you.
I am thrilled by your mic.
So this amazing woman just came up to the recording couch of hashtag impact and actually scanned the QR code without me having to gently recommend to do so, but you just came up here doing that. Thank you for that. I wanted to get on the record. Thank you for taking an interest. How are you making an impact?
Wow, I love this question. Do people hear me now? Okay.
I was just checking that I'm actually recording. Yes.
How do I make an impact? First of all, I truly hope that the way I live my life, which is loving myself first and foremost and giving that love also to all the people I meet, already makes an impact in everyday life. But I also made this to my business 5 years ago. So my core business idea was built on the topic of self-love and a healthy mindset. And that's what I've been doing. So this is the way I make an impact on young female clients.
And what would you need to make even greater impact?
How or what?
What would you need to make even more impact? Is there something that you feel you're still lacking, or that you see that support that you would need from the industry or from others?
Wow. I'm not sure I'm focused on more because I always feel like we always try to achieve more instead of focusing on quality in terms of more, if you know what I mean. But to answer your question, because of course I know that it is important to all of us to be seen, to be heard by more people, of course, I would say I would need from others a way of open-mindedness, more open-mindedness in terms of a mindset, and just to try to see the world a bit differently with a more open mind.
I love your answers, Anita. What an inspiration you are. Thank you. You know what I love about this? How you approached the poster as if you have been a long time listener and fan of Hashtag Impact
I'm
Podcast.
startup mentor.
You're a startup mentor.
Yeah, I have a company,
Yeah.
startup agency.
Yes.
And I'm helping people, especially women, coming out, showing on the Austrian market, because I think it's sometimes so hard in this male-dominated, and we should be powerful. Yeah.
Yes. And that's one of the companies you support, or this is yours?
This is my company.
This is yours.
Yeah, my vegan cosmetic production with an Bavarian specialist. Yeah. And this is one thing. And the other thing is my STECON Solutions. It's my consulting agency, and I'm making also Förderungen for startups and looking up, okay, what is your impact, and what can we do for you, or what's in the Austrian market, which investors, which money.
Perfect.
And scaling the business models. Yeah, and you?
True impact. How are you making an impact?
I'm making a huge impact because I'm supporting people in developing their soft skills. So their competence in the way of being resilient, of being able to work together with people, even in stress or in challenging situations, and being able to be creative. So turn creative ideas into innovation. That's how I make an impact, because I think the hugest challenge nowadays in organizations, in politics, in society is that diversity is important for creativity. But the challenge is if somebody behaves and communicates differently in stress situations, it is difficult to cope with that. And you have to learn that. That's personal competence, social competence, and creative competence.
What would you need to make even greater impact?
Very good question. For even greater impact, I need people who are willing to change and who are willing to go down the path of personal development. So who are going away from accusations and saying this person has fault and this person or this has fault, and in realizing that change always starts with yourself. So I'm looking for people who are willing to change and contribute and take on responsibility.
Thank you. You did it. How are you making an impact?
Oh God. By being myself and trying to be the best version of myself. And I start with my own kids and try to kind of have a nice, and my husband have a nice and good home, to then go out and work and not be completely, I don't know, I try to do the best I can in everything I do.
And what would you need to make even more impact? What's missing?
More time, more sleep.
I'm feeling with you. Do you have to rush home to the kids now as well?
To my husband, he actually needs me to
bring them to bed.
No, they're in bed, but to help him for some work-related thing, and he asked me to still be home not too late.
Okay, so I let you go. Go off you go. Off you go.
Thank you
Make
so much.
even more impact.
Thank you so much.
Good to meet you. How are you making an impact?
It couldn't be
a bigger
question. I try to make an impact by lifting up each other with my own podcast, where I try to...
Elevator Talks.
Yes,
Hashtag Elevator Talks. Let's plug it. Beautiful podcast. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you so much, Regina. No, I'm really trying to make people see what sort of special women we have in this country, but also male allies who know how important it is to support the female cause. And I try, with my business, I try to bring some inspiration and also some enlightenment to the new work mystery. And I try to help people getting along easier together and not taking the world of work so much seriously. That's what I'm trying to do.
What would you need to make even greater impact? What's missing? What can we call out for? What do we need?
I wish we had a better political system. We had less discussions about parties and inner party depending situations. And I hope we had more think tanks and more experts on the table, more workshops actually, and more try and error to get faster to the solutions that we need, but maybe trying out 3 things simultaneously and then find out what is the best way. I think we have to learn more from business in politics. That's what I really think.
Thank you.
Thank you for this unbelievable difficult question.
You might recognize the voice that you will hear on the podcast now in a second if you've been listening to our 6-year anniversary recording, where Choi joined us. Today I want to ask you, how are you making an impact?
Oh, that's very nice to know how we do impact every day. So on my side, I'm helping non-profits figure out how they can do partnerships with foundations and helping foundations who are grant-making foundations work better with civil society members. So at the end of the day, if the foundations and civil society work well together, they partner well together, then we're gonna have massive impact. Whether we're gonna help people with children with disabilities get into education, or refugees get back on track, living, Ukrainian refugees who've left to live in Poland, how they can, get help, get started through the help of civil society and foundations. So this is what impact is for me. Make a difference to any person who needs it.
And what I love is how your eyes light up when you say that.
Thank you.
Your eyes are literally lighting up. Listeners, I wish you could see that now. That makes me so happy, just seeing your eyes light up.
Oh, thank you so much. Although I'm so tired. I've been running like crazy the whole day.
It's been a long day. But I need to ask you a follow-up question, though. What would you need to make even more impact?
Foundations to know what I do. That's what it is. As long as they know what I do and they find out about me, that I'm wanting to improve the way that they work with civil society and how civil society can work better with them, then I can do more impact.
So now as you listen, reach out to Joy. Now you know. Now you know what she's doing. Yes, sending you Joy's way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The only way.
The only way. The only way is Joy. Look for Joy. Yes.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you.
I have the organizer extraordinaire, can I say? There were a lot of voices I already collected, but maybe you actually want to say who you are, because you made it possible that we are recording here at University of Vienna. So would you want to actually say who you are?
Of course, but first of all, we are so excited to have you here at the Entrepreneurship Night, because the night is all about impact, and what would be more perfect than a podcast about impact. And we're just so excited that all the voices that are here tonight, all the different entrepreneurs, all the impact founders, all the people that are here to really create impact are coming here and are giving their voice to impact. So it's an honor to have you here. My name is Ruth Gebler-Schachameier, and I work for the Alumni Relations at the University of Vienna, and we are now hosting the Entrepreneurship Nights with the focus of impact, and it's really a pleasure to be speaking here with you tonight.
And we're like smiling and like, oh, I wish you could see us now. I wish you could see us now. How are you making an impact?
Me personally, tonight of bringing impact founders together to talk about impact. For me, making impact means doing something that is dear to our hearts, and doing something that creates something that we believe in. And for me, that was the Entrepreneurship Night. I really believed in it. I knew if we brought people together that have a passion, that have created something, that have founded something, that we could create a whole night of really impactful founders to be speaking to each other, to be networking, and who knows what will come out of it. And that's a big question, right? So for me, impact is this night, and impact is the Entrepreneurship Night.
You did it. How did that feel? It must also be a bit of a relief as well right now that it's actually happening leading up to an event like this. I mean, more than 500 registrations here today, and very high-ranking panel in the main speaking area. There's many exhibitors here today. There's a lot going on, and you are holding all this, like you're making space for all of this. How are you feeling now that it's...
Well, it's also sad because it's all over.
To the end. Are you already planning the next one? And
yes.
we also have to say this is the first time back after the COVID years when it was moved offline.
Yes.
No, sorry, online. So we're back offline. Actually,
we're back offline and back with no restriction of people. So it's a wonderful evening. And yes, I'm sad it's over, but right now I'm enjoying the last minutes of it. And we already have a date for 2024, 8th of May. So get excited, save the date. And we have a few learning lessons that we'll take from tonight, and will make it even more impactful the next time. And for us, it's really bringing faces, bringing people together. So people like you, people like all the voices you've just heard on this Impact podcast, bringing them together in one space and giving them the opportunity to talk to each other. That's what it's all about, because when we talk to each other, that's when then we can create impact together, and that's when we get to know each other, and that's what tonight is all about.
Just like we did, right?
Just like we did.
Big thanks to Amel Deregi for connecting us with each other in the first place. Tandem Nomads, amazing podcast. Put it in the show notes as well so you can listen in. And thank you so much for having Hashtag Impact.
Thank you.
And this, you should see this. I mean, guys, there is this beautiful red sofa smack in the middle of the room. Can I just say, I almost had a heart attack when I walked in. I was like, is it that sofa that is like right in the middle of the room, right under the big screen? Thank you for making this possible. Really, really grateful.
Thank you, and we look forward to have a feature also in our magazine, in our alumni magazine, but there will be also a link to the podcast so everyone can see it afterwards. And we're so excited to have you tonight, to have all of you listening to this podcast afterwards and hearing really what everyone has to say about Impact. It's wonderful.
And follow the alumni channel. I'll put all those links in the show notes as well on their channels, so you can follow what the upcoming events are all about. Universität Wien. Yay! University of Vienna, yes! Proud alumni, yes! Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Hashtag Impact.
I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad that you are here.
So Anne-Marie outed herself as one of the biggest podcast listener fans in the history of podcasts. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I know how passionate you are about the format as well. So now you're on the podcast.
Oh, this is so great. It's such an honor to be here, and I really love it. And I think that podcast is so great. It's such a great tool for information and for getting wonderful people together.
Thank you. And my dear friend Celia just brought me she brought me a glass of water. I'm actually gonna take a sip.
It's real friendship.
Oh my god, you're so sweet.
And she has snacks as well.
Of course. I also look for a job in case you need something.
Do you need something? You want to share the chocolate?
No, thank you.
Yeah, so you have actually beautiful. Also the where did you find this? Is this from one of your exhibitors? No, actually, this is we don't have to. I don't know. Where did she find the chocolate?
I have no idea, honestly.
Where did Celia just find the chocolate?
I brought it.
You brought it.
Oh, you brought it.
I thought
Anything
there
else?
was.
Mary Poppins.
We don't have a chocolate entrepreneur here right now, so.
I only look like chocolate. I don't bring chocolate.
I'm trying to look like chocolate. You see the result?
I cannot do it. How are you making an impact?
Well, I try to make an impact right now to make the alumni communication of the University of Vienna better. So I try to get people together who have all studied at the university and who all bring their impact into the world and their knowledge and everything they have learned at the university, and now they do something with it. And my job is to bring these people together and inspire other people, inspire students. So if you start to study, many people don't know what to do with it afterwards. And my job is now to inspire people with stories, what other people have done. And I think this is really beautiful because there's so many different stories and so many different ways where people can bring impact into the world. And this is really, really nice.
Was there a story that you heard recently or read in one of the magazines that you're giving out as well, or what you heard on the panel today, where that really resonated with you?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to listen to the panel because I had to organize the event. But of course, before we started, I tried to get a little bit into the stories, and there were so many because they are so different. There's the biotech startup, there's the health startup, there are people who engage in social things. So I think this is what the University of Vienna is. It's very, very diverse and has so many different people, and I really love to be a part of it.
What would you need to make even more impact?
I think that attention and time are the most valuable things right now, because it's so hard to gain attention from people, and I think it's the most important thing or way that we get people to listen, and that's that people donate us their time to listen and engage with the stories, and that's what I need. I need people's time, I need people's attention, so that we can share the stories of all the wonderful people who have studied here and who are friends of the university, and bring their knowledge and their impact into the world.
So as you are listening, we can say big thanks to you, our dear listeners. We are so grateful for that as well, as you now followed us through all the inspiration that we found here, beautiful stories. So also my thanks to you for organizing this and bringing everyone together here today.
It's exactly what we need. It's platforms like yours, it's podcasts like yours who have a big audience, and a shout out to all your audiences and all the people who are listening, because you make these things bigger and bring people together in listening, and this is really, really great, and thank you for that.
Danke
dir.
But today I'm collecting not one voice, but as many beautiful voices as possible that are joining this gorgeous Impact Entrepreneurship Night. Do you want to give a comment about that night as well? How was that? You were on the panel.
Use the letter. Just the letter.
R. This was a Gewinnspiel for... Yes.
May she gewinn.
I don't even know why. R.
Ehre für Regina.
Regina.
Yeah. I don't think they chose it because of my... Anyways. How are you making an impact?
The impact is not only made by me, but by my team. In the context of the organization Phoenix, Training for Life. We work in prisons in Austria and help people that are in prison on their way back to society through the power of sports. Because we are convinced that with sports you can share social skills and competence that will help people strive when they get out of jail and lead better lives away from crime and drugs and violence.
You just asked me how I find guests for my podcast, right? That's how I find guests for my podcast. Okay, I don't want to spoiler it now, but I think we're going to have a more detailed talk at some point about the work you do. But to follow up on this for today, I would like you to let me know how, or actually what would you need to make even greater impact in that work that you just described? What is missing?
I would say there are three things that would give us tools or help us out to make even greater impact. First, it would be the reach. People must know about us. They must know about the system in the prisons and have a conscience about what is going on in our society. So the need for change is being acknowledged by the population. Because what is happening now in prisons is that it doesn't help much to reduce recidivism. I think we can have better solutions to work with the people who have done harm to the society and who want to lead better lives. So let's say a common knowledge about what's going on in the Austrian prison system. First thing. Second thing, and going hand in hand with this knowledge about it, would be people that are really committed to making a change and in this area. There would be change makers within the ministries or investors that want to give people a second chance in their workplace. And the third thing would be funding. You always need something to drive your idea to make it real.
How are you making an impact?
Hi, I'm funding a platform for people with mental disorders and talking about depression, talking about exits, how you get help. So I want to share my story, first of all. 2 years ago, I experienced a depression, and I was lucky. I got help immediately, and due to colleagues, to journalists, and they shared their stories online, and I figured out, okay, I have a problem, I should get some help, and I went to the doctors immediately. I think the biggest problem was that it took me so long to figure out what is going on, and I was on medication too, and I also want to address those topics and just talk about it. Open the book and spread the news. Hey, come on, you have a mental disorder, but you may need some help, but life goes on.
And what would you need to make even bigger impact moving forward? Because there are a lot of people listening right now. Maybe they can do something to support. Or what would you need people to be aware of, or something that you think is maybe also missing in this discussion around mental health? And we had a couple of episodes focusing on mental health. It's a topic really close to my heart as well, so that's why I would be so intrigued to know if you have an idea what we can do to make bigger impact in that space.
First of all, talk about it. It helped me a lot, starting sharing my experiences, and it was such a huge step, telling colleagues, okay, I'm not okay, but it's okay not being okay. And there are people in sports, they share their stories, and every time somebody talks about it, or even politicians, it feels like, I'm not alone. And that's so great. And well, for my project, I need supporters too. So to all of you, maybe there is a company or somebody who has some coins left. Of course, we need some financial aid. It's like how media works, and for that you get research, you get information, you get stories, appreciation, love, of course, and everything else, and a platform and experts as well. So my aim is to to have a platform to share and to create as well.
Should we let everyone know what that platform is called so that we can send them that way? Would you like that?
Oh yes, the platform is called Kopfkarussell, and you find us on Instagram. You make my night.
And this was actually, with this it's a wrap, and I couldn't think of a more meaningful story to finish this night with. So thank you, Valentina, for being here with me today on that on the red sofa, on the rote sofa. It's been a long night, right? It's been a very impactful night though, or what do you think?
Yeah, I nearly lost my voice because I was talking so much, and I got so much input, and one was like, nice, you have an idea, but what's your goal? What do you want to achieve in 5 years? And I was like, okay, I have a plan for the next 2 years, but what should I do in 5 years? So my head is so full, and tomorrow I'm like, I want to start immediately. So I have I'm hopping on the train right now, and I'm going home with a lot of energy and a lot of great emotions, and with a lot of contact from great people.
Thank you so much. And with this, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. A special thanks to Ruth Gabler-Schachermeier, who brought me in for this very, very, very special live recording, and to Amel Dereki, who made this connection between me and Ruth in the first place. So thank you so much. Recording at my alma mater, University of Vienna, meant and means so much. Thank you all for listening. I talk to you soon. Bye.